It amazed me today how a lot of people willingly participate in the beta frequency, which is the same equivalent to poor people. And it's like it shows in a numerous amount of ways. Like, cars driving by with very loud, like low vibrational music that is not actually, giving any type of substance nor value. But like a person like me, I'm just gonna have like my poverty blockers in. My poverty blockers are like my earbuds because like I get to tune into whatever frequency that I choose because I get to play my own music. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to listen to the poverty person that's driving by with this loud music. Just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, wealth is quiet. It's almost silent, but it's quiet. When you think of, rich, it can be loud. It can be very, very loud. The same with poor or very poverty. You know what I'm saying? Like certain complexes, certain neighborhoods scream. Oh, the cars that go by with the very loud music, very low vibrational music, it screams poverty. It screams poverty. It really does. Because it's just so low vibrational. Like it's very low vibrational. Like it's not talking about anything. It's the music that they create so like the people stay at a low frequency. It's like, to literally enslave their mind. And like I said before in previous videos, you're not gonna enslave me. So it's like, I get to tune in whatever frequency I want. I can choose to listen to Beethoven. That's like, it's wealthy classical music. It's wealthy. It quietly encompasses encapsulates wealth. Like it just does it. Like it just does it. Like it's calming, it's soothing. It regulates your nervous system. Like they don't want you to regulate yourself. They don't want you to self-regulate yourself because then if you self-regulate yourself, that's self-mastery. Because you don't have to smoke, you don't have to drink, you don't have to have sacred energy exchange, you don't have to roll in a mattress with no one, you don't have to be with, around people. You're not desperate, you're not needy, you're not clingy. Does Bentley ask to be bought? Does Van Cleef does Van Cleef ask to be, taken out of the, out of the store? Is it being begged? Is it chasing anything? No. Van Cleef is literally in Van Cleef and it doesn't get begged to be chosen. The same with Bentley. A Bentley car going to a Bentley dealership. It's not being begged or asked to be accepted or to be chased or to be, approved of or to, it already knows its worth. It's already know like its own worth. So it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can tie that to like yourself. You could tie it to like scenarios in your life. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on externally. If cars are around, let's say they're playing poverty, low vibrational music that isn't really amounting to nothing but more poverty or more like, you know, it's just not, it's not giving wealthy, it's not giving, you know, it's not giving that. It's just not giving. It's not giving. It's like a difference of wearing like, dressing very like, luxury or like old money, dressing good, dressing, put together, very tailored versus dressing really loud and really in your face with it. You know what I'm saying? Wealth is quiet. So I know when I'm in a certain neighborhood or a certain area of town or whatever the case, I can tell that it screams poverty because a lot of loud boom da boom da boom like music and stuff is like no. I'd rather listen to like Beethoven. But I mean, mind you, it's like, the things that people are like, programmed or desensitized to think that is acceptable, like smoking, like hitting vapes, smoking cigarettes, um, you know, the drugs, substances, or even alcohol, because that's like spirits and stuff. I mean, it all like is to keep you like in a cycle of poverty. So to break out of like poverty, because even some people will try to manifest or try to like, use, I guess, poverty spells or chaos magic or like death magic into your life, and they expect that to like literally encompass you, and you like implode, like try to get you to implode on yourself. But it's like, I can obviously tell if like I'm over or around or in a poverty area, and I don't have to stay in a poverty area. Like, I can manifest myself out of best believe I'm going to manifest myself out of a poverty area, out of poverty, out of the ghettos, out of the hood. Like, I'm going to do that. And it's like, I've done it before, and it's like I can do it again. If it's a poverty stricken area, it's a lot of this and that, like a cycle of poverty. People are like literally, just wanting to do all the things that are already placed on every street corner just as a means of a distraction. I mean, you got the fast food on every corner. You got the convenience store full of junk food, like that's not healthy for you, on every corner. You have the smoke shops on almost any and every corner. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's meant to keep you in a cycle. That's why, like, for all the like younger generations or just people in general, if like, like, I wouldn't hit the vape, I wouldn't smoke the cigarette, I wouldn't participate in DRUGSs, I wouldn't be around people who participate in DRUGSs, I wouldn't even participate with people who like, drink or whatever the case may be, because it's kind of like, if it's not giving luxury, if it's not giving wealth, then it's no reason for me to associate with it, because I don't want to vibrate on the frequency of poverty. I don't want to associate with those who vibrate also on the frequency. If they vibrate on that frequency of poverty, I don't want to be around beta frequency people. I don't want to do that. But also another thing, what I realized, just because a person is vibrating on a beta frequency and playing loud music, driving by real fast, and making all this roaring and all this stuff with like their engines, doesn't mean I have to actually, you know what I'm saying? I can tune it out and listen to Beethoven. Or I could tune it out and like have like be in a meditative state and just like silence. You know what I'm saying? Silence gives wealth. Loudness screams poverty. It screams chaotic environment. And a lot of times, growing up or whatever the case may be, if you grew up in a chaotic environment, you may grow up into adulthood thinking like, oh my gosh, all these loud noises, that should be normal. No, it's not. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't see people like, driving certain types of like vehicles doing that. Like driving through the city really like fast and music blaring, but it's screaming poverty. Like, it's screaming poverty. It's no silence. It's no time to actually be able to, rest your mind. But it's like, I know how to like, I've became a master of oneself. So it's like I've mastered myself. So I know how to like basically tune all that out. But I mean, like, listening to Beethoven versus like listening to like low vibrational music and stuff like that is only meant to keep you in your lower chakras and not allow you into your higher chakras or higher levels of consciousness. I mean, you can see the difference. If you go a day probably listen to like a lot of low vibrational music, but you actually the next day you listen more like classical or Beethoven and stuff like that, then I mean, everything is based on convenience and instant gratification and things just happening rapid, like very, very fast, 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 fast. You see it with fast food. You see it with the convenience stores. You see it with, the smoke shops. You see it with everything. And people are like literally making money off of it. So it's like, the more that you control yourself, the more that you can actually be able to, have your own sense of, security within yourself. I'll leave it at that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, poverty to me is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? If a person wants you to like, hit a vape, smoke cigarettes, drink, participate in substances or drugs, try to peer pressure you or coerce you or whatever in any type of way, get away from them, because they want you to be poverty. They want you to be poor. Poor. They don't want you to be, I mean, rich is one thing, but I mean, they don't even want you to be wealthy. They think about it as if they don't even want you to actually like live for real. They don't. Because I mean, they just want you to be a statistic. They just want you to be another number, whether it's in the jail, prison, mental institution, whether it's, being sprung out, or it's catching some illness like HIV or AIDS through somebody that they sin or whatever the case may be. It's like, that's just being a statistic. That's just being a number. And it's like, I was never going to be a number. You see what I'm saying? Because that's not wealth, that's poverty. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, with everything, it's a system, it's a program, and it's a code. That's literally all it is. But like, a lot of people willingly participate in the beta frequency. They are okay with vibrating very low, like to the depths of Sheol, like low. I mean, So, anyways, other than that, it's like I got rid of all my plastic. Like I do not actually eat with plastic no more. Like, and what I mean by plastic, I mean, because I've been wanting to actually show this, by the way. But I do not eat with like plastic containers, because that screams like, you know what I'm saying? It screams low class. I would say that, to say the least, because I know some people, it's like, maybe plastic is only thing that they can like they think that they can afford. But it's always like, instead of saying like, oh, you can't afford, like, never say you can't afford something. Be like, okay, how can I figure out how to afford this illegally? You see what I'm saying? But it's like, I had invested in this. This was a great investment of my own, of my own choice, where I got like these glass containers. This is glass. Like, this is high quality. This is the Pyrex. These like the meal prep. So these like little meal prep containers, but it's glass. I threw away plastic, because plastic in the microwave, it condenses down, and it, like, the plastic and the nanoparticles of the plastic ends up in your food. So it's like, this is wealth. You know what I'm saying? There's other forms of wealth that actually benefit you. Also, another thing. I mean, instead of utilizing, because I've worked in like the food industry or whatever, and working like, and I've seen like a lot of food industries. It's not funny. It's really not funny. But they use like plastic cutting boards, and I've looked at the cutting boards, and I never really much said anything, but the cutting boards look like they were deteriorating. And so when they cut the food, whether they see it microscopically, they're cutting the plastic nanoparticles into your food, and then you're eating it, and then you're wondering why you're probably feeling the way that you do. But this right here, I invested in this. I think this might have been $20. It's a little small, but it's good enough because it's just me over here. So it's like, it's a bamboo cutting board. So it's wood. So I don't have to worry about nanoparticles. That is wealth. You see what I'm saying? Like, and throw away like the plastic utensils. These are like stainless steel right here. Stainless steel, like, that's luxury. That's wealth. That screams wealth. Like, the only thing that's probably plastic are like the lids. I mean, it's not like you can really avoid that. I don't think you really can. I mean, you could if you could, but Also, I had got this for like my what is it? Produce. So like fruits, vegetables, and everything, for like the healthy stuff. Very, very healthy stuff. I do have like a quadly little obsession, like, I guess, when it comes to like pink or whatever the case may be. But as you can see, like, I like here's the tongs. Here's like this spoon right here, and here's my little spatula. Now, over time, when you use these, sometimes the spatulas, they will get like, they'll start to deteriorate. And I've seen that in some food restaurants, they do start to actually deteriorate. This right here is my little like pink whisk and stuff. You know, and this is like a rose gold tint as well. Oh yeah, and another thing. I took it as far as like, cause this is wealth. This is oh, this is wealth to the highest degree. But look at this. This is one of my mixing bowls right here. There's like three. I have three stainless steel mixing bowls. Three stainless steel mixing bowls right here. These mixing bowls, by the way, they are really actually good. And I have like a stainless steel colander. This is like a colander, so I can put like my produce, my fruits, my vegetables in here, and I get to wash my fruits and my vegetables myself. This was like a very wealthy investment because I look at everything as an investment. I don't look at things like as, oh, like I'm just, spending or whatever. I try to look at everything like an investment because it truly is, because I'm investing into my health and like my wealth and my well-being in all totalities, not just, I guess, what I guess people applaud or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. I mean, another thing, luxury and like wealth thing that I do or have done and do is like I sleep on linen. So I literally have linen and I wear linen. Like my linen pieces are timeless pieces. They're like a time capsule. Like they're timeless. They're something that I could wear over and over. I could versatile it. I could switch it up. Maybe I could wear the top with my linen pants, like the linen top with my linen pants, or then I could take the linen top and like put it with my linen skirt that actually comes with the original outfit, like it was an outfit. And of course it was expensive, but not to say expensive, but it was an investment, so it was like it was worth the amount that it was because it has lasted and it has endured, like I think maybe like up to a year, like a couple months, almost to a year. So it's like, that's ways that you can incorporate, and I don't think those Pyrex meal prep, I don't think they were that much. I think maybe, I don't want to give y'all the wrong estimate, but it's good. It's good quality. Like, get glass containers instead of the plastic containers. Get stainless steel instead of, and this goes for your pots too. Make sure you have like a stainless steel pot as well, and then like the stainless steel utensils and stuff. That way you're not eating plastic, you're not eating nanoparticles and stuff like that. It's good to also avoid like, plastic water bottles. I mean, they're convenient to people, but I mean, it comes in plastic. It comes in a plastic container. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have to say. But yeah, I like to vibrate on the frequency of like luxury and like wholeness, not the frequency of poverty, you know? I prefer like the quietness of things, like the quieter side of things, not the whole like and like all that, like nah, yeah, no. It's like very chaotic and like very annoying and stuff. So, but even like with wealthy people, it's like even if something is annoying, I'll just leave. Like I won't even stay around. Like I will just leave. And that will just allow me to be able to be in better alignment for something that is truly meant for me in a full totality. Also, another thing that is very luxurious and worth the investment is like a shredder or whatever the case may be, for like documents or whatever the case, whatever it is. But other than that, I think I'm done. I'm done showing like the things that are like luxurious and that anyone could really obtain and start to actually change how they perceive their own life and how they perceive themselves. Because, yeah, I mean, I'd rather be wealthy than to like I'd rather vibrate on the frequency of wealth versus that of like poverty, scarcity, and lack. Because a lot of people are like willingly vibing on that level, and then they're like coming around you because they know that you're abundant. Like people will know that your energy is abundant, and they'll come around you future faking or whatever, and acting like somebody they're completely not, acting like they're this big shot, they're this person. It's like it's been a good amount of people that came into my life like that, and it's just like I don't need an external person to vibrate on the frequency of wealth. I'm already doing that myself, so it's like that's myself being on that frequency is good enough, and not a person driving in a car with some loud low vibrational music poverty scream that screams poverty is gonna like stop me from like vibrating on wealth, like on a wealth like frequency, on a abundance, always taken care of, never have to really actually worry about anything frequency. That's the best frequency to be on. So you know that everything is already taken care of. It's like the universe is like, they're like my sugar daddy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with that being said, the universe loves me. And yeah, I love the universe. And yeah, so because a lot of people, there was a lot of counter what is it? It was a lot of counterfeits that came into my life, right? That was not the real deal. That was not in alignment with me truly, nor with what like I knew I deserved. So it's like now it's like the universe is just like, my sugar daddy, like for real. And like really my number one like supporter and stuff like that. And that is a good feeling. It's a good vibe. Such a good vibe. But anyways, I'm off this video. Bye.